up-close video. A safety operations plan for the Astroworld Music Festival laid out protocols for emergency situations, but there was no plan in place for a crowd surge like the one that actually took place and resulted in the deaths and injuries. Investigators with the Houston Police Department are currently looking into the crowd behavior that caused a massive push toward the stage, resulting in people getting crushed and losing consciousness. 8 people died by the time rapper Travis Scott ended his show, and hundreds more were treated for injuries. A 56-page event operations plan for the Astroworld Music Festival laid response protocols for dangerous situations, including an active shooter, bomb or terrorist threats, and severe weather. However, there was no information on what to do in the event of a crowd surge. Authorities have said 50,000 people attended the outdoor concert event last Friday. The document, obtained by the Associated Press, does indeed note that the size of the crowd must be monitored and mentions the importance of crowd control. In any situation where large groups of people are gathering, there is the potential for a civil disturbance/riot that can present a grave risk to the safety and security of employees and guests, the plan said. The key in properly dealing with this type of scenario is proper management of the crowd from the minute the doors open. Crowd management techniques will be employed to identify potentially dangerous crowd behavior in its early stages in an effort to prevent a civil disturbance/riot. If crowds are displaying threatening or destructive behavior, security and a supervisor should be notified, the plan said. Experts say crowd surge deaths happen because people are packed into a space so tightly that they are being squeezed and can't get oxygen. It's not usually because they're being trampled. Houston's police chief said Monday that he met with Scott to discuss safety concerns before the rapper performed on Friday. Houston Police Chief Troy Finner said Scott's head of security also attended that meeting, but he did not provide details of their conversation in a statement released by the police department. I asked Travis Scott and his team to work with HPD for all events over the weekend and to be mindful of his team's social media messaging on any scheduled events, Finner said. The meeting was brief and respectful, and a chance for me to share my public safety concerns as chief of police. Houston Police and Fire Department investigators have said they are reviewing surveillance video provided by concert promoter Live Nation, as well as dozens of clips from people at the show that were widely shared on social media. Investigators also plan to speak with Live Nation representatives, Scott, and concertgoers. Live Nation said in a statement Monday that full refunds would be offered to all attendees. Scott's scheduled appearance at the Day in Vegas Festival in Las Vegas this weekend was canceled, according to a Scott representative who requested anonymity because they were not authorized to speak publicly about the matter. Scott, who founded the Astroworld Festival, said he would cover funeral costs for the victims. The dead ranged in age from 14 to 27 and came from Texas, Illinois, and Washington state, according to Harris County authorities. They included high schoolers, an aspiring Border Patrol agent, and a computer science student. Medical examiners have not released the causes of death, which could take several weeks, said Michelle Arnold, a spokeswoman for the Harris County Institute of Forensic Sciences. Over 300 people were treated at a field hospital on site and at least 13 people were hospitalized. Investigators were also interviewing witnesses and plan to examine the design of safety barriers and the use of crowd control at the event. Contemporary Services Corporation, headquartered in Los Angeles, was responsible for security staff at the festival, according to county records in Texas. The company describes itself online as being recognized worldwide as the pioneer, expert and only employee-owned company in the crowd management field. The plan instructs staff to notify event control of a suspected deceased victim utilizing the code SMURF. It goes on to say, never use the term dead or deceased over the radio. It's not clear whether the protocol was followed. There is a long history of similar catastrophes at concerts, as well as sporting and religious events. In 1979, 11 people were killed as thousands of fans tried to get into Cincinnati's Riverfront Coliseum to see a concert by The Who. Other crowd catastrophes include the deaths of 97 people at a soccer match in Hillsborough Stadium in 1989 in Sheffield, England, and numerous disasters connected with the annual Hajj pilgrimage in Saudi Arabia. The Associated Press contributed to this report.